Welcome to HomeKit 5 podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Brayden.
This week we are going to talk about home tags, Sony's TV lineup. Meros has another HomeKit enabled device. Onvis is coming out with a camera, and Akara has something that's available, I don't know, by the time you watch this today. So let's dive into it. Home tags. I thought this was kind of interesting. I don't know that I would download this or buy this or use this, but one, it is an app that essentially allows you to use NFC tags to launch HomeKit scenes. So if you've been using iOS 13 and you have an iPhone XS or newer, I think, is that what? Yeah. Yes. Then you get access to NFC tag support. You can already just swipe them. I've been using this up in the bedroom. I actually set my wife up with one, and she uses it to just tap at bedtime, and we use auto sleep, and it just runs the Siri shortcut for saying she's basically going to bed, and then it'll track from the time she swipes it to the time she falls asleep based on her watch movement and heart rate and all that. It figures out when she fell asleep. And so for me, it's been taking 13 to 15 minutes for me to fall asleep. That's kind of cool to see. But the other thing that I do as part of that, I have a personal automation that shuts, it does the auto sleep, it turns on, we listen to rain sound at night, and then it runs the HomeKit scene good night, and then it basically shuts down all of these lights in the office, all the lights in the entire house, make sure the doors are locked, garage door is shut, everything. And that's been working great, and I love that. But basically this app gives you the ability to just tie an NFC tag into their app and then run a HomeKit scene as a result of that. But the nice thing is it works on older phones, which was a little surprising to me. So the NFC scanning hardware must have been there. It says it works on iPhone 7 or later.
Yeah.
To do the NFC tags. So that's kind of interesting to me that Apple's had this hardware and they just haven't really exposed it till the 10s.
I wonder if it just wasn't reliable enough that they...
Maybe. The other thing they said is you have to be on the 10s and later phones in order to do the background scanning. So I can just have my phone open but tap the tag and open applications, which is kind of cool. We have one in the bathroom that brings up the scale app. So when you want to weigh yourself, it uses Bluetooth to sync, so you got to have the app up. Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's kind of cool, because if you have an older phone, I think we have one older phone that's not a 10s or newer, and that basically, that one could work with NFC, but you do have to bring the app up before you scan the tag. So I don't know, is that a time savings? I'm interested. I might just grab this just to play with it. Is there a price on this thing? Let me click into the App Store here.
It says free on the App Store.
Free. There you go. I'll definitely play with it.
No in-app purchases.
Huh. It's very interesting. It's an interesting idea.
Yes. All right. Sony at CES, they unveiled their TV lineup, and it includes HomeKit and AirPlay 2 support. So there's 19 of them that come in a wide range of sizes, up to from 43 up to 85. I think are they all 4K? Yeah, 4K HDR LEDs, so not OLED. Oh.
Two of the Brava lines
are OLED, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all have HomeKit and AirPlay 2 support.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting. Again, we still don't have the update for our TV up there. I don't think This one might be AirPlay enabled. I don't. Anyway, I'm still interested to play around with it. We're actually gonna go over to my mom's house later. Your grandma, and we're gonna help her set up her. She got some new stuff, including the OLED, the what's it? Who makes that? LG.
LG.
She got the LG C9 on my recommendation, and that one does include AirPlay support and does include HomeKit support. So I'm kind of curious to see how that works out. I definitely would like the ability to turn the TV off and on through HomeKit, right? Because still I have that good night HomeKit scene, and right now I'm like controlling the TV through the Raspberry Pi, but my Pi just borked like last week, and I haven't had time to sit down and work on it. So it's like I definitely could see the advantage of just like having direct HomeKit support. It looks like they're going to have controls for turning the power off and on, changing the input, the volume, all through the home app or via our favorite voice assistant. So, all right. Looks cool.
Yes.
Meros has a HomeKit enabled smart light switch now available on Amazon. Normally, I don't get too excited about this stuff, but it looks like it's a Wi-Fi switch. But I really liked the pricing. It came in at $25.99. It's just a pretty simple rocker switch, and it's got like a little blue light at the bottom. It reminds me a little bit of what the other switches, the Wemo switches we have, but this is like, I don't know, $10 cheaper at least than the Wemo switches. And we haven't talked about it a lot, but I definitely think that switches can be cheaper in the long run to put in and control your lights. Like in here, we have one light switch, but it's controlling 6 bulbs.
Yeah.
And like putting in the hue bulbs was quite expensive in here. I did it just like for the YouTube setup so we could be able to control the colors. But, that comes with additional complications. And I think the light switches are kind of nice because like people can still come into the room and flip the light switch on or off or push the light switch on or off. And because it's a rocker style, like it's really just executing the opposite of what the lights are right now, right? Mm-hmm. But I can still then control it through the home app or through an automation or something. But if someone comes into this office and right now they flip off the light switch, like I can't control any of these hue bulbs, which is kind of annoying. So I definitely like replacing the light switches in a house, and at this price it seems like this is going to be a good way to go. I might try to grab some of these and try them out, so maybe we'll have a future video on that. I don't know, do you guys have any smart light switches at your mom's?
We don't, but I think I might get some for the kitchen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable replacing those? Have you guys had an electrician come in to do any work?
We haven't yet.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think, I don't know, I've seen you do it, and I feel like
you're an expert by proxy now, huh? All right, cool.
All right. On this smart camera, so it's coming out in May. Whoops. Just scroll down to the bottom of the article. So it's a 1080p camera with 134 degree range.
134 degree field of vision. There you go.
It supports 4 streamings.
What's streamings, I wonder? That's a weird word, right?
It is?
We're reading this on HomeKit Authority, and that seems like a weird way to put it. 4 streams is the way I would have said it, but it does 1 for HomeKit secure video, then 2 iOS devices can watch, and then there's 1 stream for local storage. So that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do I know 2 iOS devices versus HomeKit secure video? I guess it's recording to iCloud.
Yeah.
You can also have 2 devices watch it, and then it's also recording to local storage.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
The local storage is up to 128 on a SD card.
Yeah. It's Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it'll do 5 gig or 2.4 gig.
2-way audio. enhanced night vision.
Did you
Using.
say 1080p?
I did say 1080p.
Okay. Yeah. This is interesting. So they don't put the price up, but they say it's going to be competitive. If you're watching, I'm giving air quotes around competitive here. I don't know, man. At 1080p, like the Eufy cams were both 2K, and they came out at a surprising price point to me. I feel like competitive, you got to put this thing at like $35. Otherwise, it's probably not competitive being 1080p.
Yeah.
You know? And like those Eufy cams, they come with those audio sensors as well. So you can use an audio sensor and the motion sensor on that thing to trigger automations, which I think is super nice. And I don't know if they're still discounted, but if they are, definitely go check out the Eufy cams right now, because for the kind of the pre-launch, they were doing like, I want to say like 15% off. So they were like, I think the cheap one was down to like 30 or $35. So I mean, that's a good deal. Or no, that was the pan and tilt was $35.
Oh, right,
normally
yeah.
50. So yeah, I don't know. Like, great deals. And this one, I don't know. It says it's coming out. We'll launch the camera in May, but I don't know what that means as far as like when you'd actually get it, right? Like the UV cam, you can buy it now, but you're not going to get it till June from the sounds of it. So I don't know. Curious to see this Onvis timing wise when it ships.
I am too.
All right. Lastly, we've got a link if you want to watch a video from Shane Watley. Shane Creates. He put up a review of the new Aqara smart wall switch, another wall switch today. They'll have a single rocker and a double rocker, which is kind of cool. So if you do have an outlet that has like two switches, in one kind of gang situation, you can replace it. Or if you want, like in the video he shows like he's got two switches, he's just putting a double rocker there and then a blank face plate. But really you could jump off the live wire on the back of the switch, and probably, like, if you wanted to set up an outlet or something, and that second he just puts a blank faceplate there. But and they come in the like I said, the single and the double. They have a neutral wire version and a non-neutral wire version. I do like the looks of this thing, but it doesn't have any kind of indicator light on it, whereas the Meros has just a little light at the bottom that indicates whether the light is on or off, and if it has connectivity. This one, this does use Zigbee, which I am kind of interested in, right? So I found out the other day that Zigbee operates on like 26 channels.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, whereas like Wi-Fi is on 13 channels. So it's kind of nice because you can, rather than like necessarily choking up my Wi-Fi where I have a lot of devices, this is nice because it's Zigbee, and I can like move Zigbee off to an area where it wouldn't affect my Wi-Fi necessarily. So kind of interesting. I don't know. What do you think? Did you see the look of this thing?
I sort of did. Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very sleek.
And then there's the Meros.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one I like better. You have thoughts, opinions?
I think I like the Meros just based on the fact of the indicator light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then this one, obviously, it'll hook up to the Aqara hub, and you can do all kinds of automations. It should show up in HomeKit. I don't know. I guess it depends on the price. But their stuff is so cheap.
It really is.
Like, I mean, $20 for most of their sensors. Like, that's the cheapest stuff you can buy. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll have a video on that in the future, too. Stay tuned. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you listening, checking us out. We do post these up on Reddit. We post them on YouTube. We put it up in the podcast feed. So however you're watching, be sure you're subscribing. Be sure you give us a thumbs up or a like. We always appreciate that stuff. And then you want to check and see if we have any comments on Apple. We haven't checked that in a while.
Yeah.
And then, we're always working on this setup. you can see, I think it's mostly the same. We're going to, at some point soon, we'll paint this back wall if you're watching on YouTube. We've got a new light on order to help with the lighting in here, to hopefully diffuse a little better. But either way, we appreciate you listening and checking out all the HomeKit action that's going on in the world today. And we did miss last week. We had a fever scare in the house, so we decided to just continue social distancing. It turned out it was just nothing as far as we could tell.
Yeah.
Not that you can get a test to know for sure. Anyway, we will hopefully see you guys again next week. Thanks for watching or listening. Bye.